Okay, it is Thursday because of sickness and stuff like that. We are podcasting today. This is the Wrestling Guild. We're going to talk about Impact Wrestling. That was last Thursday, a week ago, the 22nd of February. We are in March, Nick.
Finally.
School is almost over. You got Easter vacation, and then you got a bunch of tests.
Oh yeah,
then school
the
is
national
over.
test. Yeah,
National tests of different kinds. You were sick on Tuesday.
yeah.
What was the deal with that?
I mean, sometimes I'm like a little bit sick, but I still come to school. But this time I was like hell broken loose, and it was
a whole thing.
It was really bad. It was really bad. So, but I'm back now, good to go. So yeah.
Okay, cool. How did you like this episode of Impact?
I mean, overall, we had some good matches.
Yeah,
really. I mean,
I liked it. I think Impact is really firing on all cylinders. They're really doing well. I don't know what the numbers were for this show. I mean, I think they were. I mean, I don't know. It seems like Impact really can't break higher. They need to get more numbers, viewership numbers, and I don't know really what they do, because it seems like they get higher viewership and then it goes down again and it goes up. But it's just like, what do they need to do to get this whole steady pace? Maybe just continue to make good shows, have good shows, and then we'll see. So we'll just jump right into it. You're a little pressed for time, so.
Oh yeah. It's school and work and all this. It's typical.
We'll do what we can. It jumps right into a match.
Really?
LAX versus Cult of Lee. How did you like this?
I mean, I really don't like Trevor.
No, I know you don't. Personally, don't like him, but
but Caleb was good.
Caleb is really good.
But in particular, this match, I preferred him. He impressed me, and he had some good moves, and he actually did something in the match.
Better or worse than the match we saw, Canadian Clash?
Absolutely better.
Better?
Absolutely. 100%.
100%. No, this was a really good match. Some really nice moves back and forth. I like the fact that Caleb gets to do, a lot of stuff. In the end, Cult of Lee win with a roll-up where Trevor Lee pulls the tights very high.
Yeah, it was
blatantly cheating, which is probably will be Cult of Lee's style. This means that Cult of Lee get a title shot at the coming kind of specialty Impact, which is going to be Crossroads.
Okay.
But yeah, no, very good match. Enjoyed this a lot. Jumped right into another match. Not a lot of middle play in this one.
No interviews, no.
I
recap,
really
nothing.
Reacted to the fact by the time that the Pluto TV recap was gone. I mean, we still had a bunch of time left.
Absolutely, yeah.
Brian Cage versus Hunter Law.
Yeah, it was Jobber,
Hunter
obviously.
Law, Jobber.
But okay, I was like, okay, this is a jobber, but I'm not just gonna look at him as a jobber. I mean, he tried, but obviously this match was to show that Brian Cage is good, that he's strong. And I you compare Brian. Well,
you could kind of tell that Brian Cage was going to win this match before it even started.
He was like twice as big, so it was not really fair. But
they're booking Brian Cage as a monster. They refer to him as Machine. From what I understand, he's going to be going up against Bobby Lashley and EC3, I think, later. That's the plan for him. But this is good, and we'll see what happens, where he goes, and what kind of role he's going to play. The thing is that they were talking about, read interviews with Scott D'Amore and Don Callis, and a lot of people, they complain that a lot of people are complaining about the people that are leaving the company, but don't talk about the people that have come into the company. You lose EC3, you lose Bobby Lashley, Laurel Van Ness, but you get Brian Cage, Johnny Impact, Alberto El Patron. So, I mean, but so far it's difficult to say, Brian Cage is going to be a good replacement for EC3 and Bobby Lashley, because he's only in squash matches so far. It all depends on what they do with him.
It's really hard to say. I mean, it's different from person to person. If he's going to be good, if his mood is going to be good and whatnot. So I mean, yeah.
Well, anyway, Brian Cage easily wins with his finishing maneuver called the Drill Claw. I said Project X, but that was his other. But I think he's changed it to Drill Claw. Edwards, Lashley talk about beating OVE.
Yeah, he wants to team up.
Yeah, well, they are teaming up.
That
was the deal. They're teaming up.
Yeah. So pretty much, I mean, they want to beat OVE, Ohio versus everyone, everything.
Ohio versus Edwards and Lashley.
Yeah, there we go.
That was about it. We go to the Grand Championship. Petey Williams versus Matt Sydal. This was not in the Impact Zone.
Yeah, it was somewhere else. Where was it? Do you know?
No, I don't. I can't remember now. I don't remember. Was it at? No, I don't remember where it was.
It was not in the Impact Zone, was it?
No, and then we had a different match too that was not in the Impact Zone, but that was in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
This was, I think maybe it was in Toronto. I think maybe it was in Toronto. I don't know. Anyway, this was a good match. I mean, you can't go wrong when you have Petey Williams in the match. This was really good. Sure. They were definitely playing to the crowd. Petey Williams almost hit the Canadian Destroyer, but in the end, Matt Sydal wins. But I mean, this was really good. Good X Division style match.
Sure.
And I think Matt Sydal, to begin with, I thought I was getting a little tired of Matt Sydal, a little bit bored, because he wasn't doing all those flashy things that I know that he can do. The stuff that I've seen from him before. What do you think? Where are they going with Matt Sydal?
I mean, I think the one that he needs to step up. I mean, to get to the same level as PD and the other guys, because because I think he has the potential. I think he knows the moves, but he just doesn't do them.
No, he wrestles very conservatively, I would say. The one thing that I was wondering is, what do you do? Where is his story going? Because now they're kind of revealing he's talking about a higher power, a yogi, somebody that's instructing him at the end of the match, because he won with a shooting star press. At the end of the match, he talks about he has a proclamation, like a scroll that he reads from, saying that he's going to challenge Ishimori for the X Division Championship. But so the question is, so finally they're giving like Matt Sydal a story that somebody is kind of not controlling him, but somebody is advising him.
Yeah.
Who is that? And are you getting interested more? Are you getting more interested in Matt Sydal now that he's getting a storyline?
I guess so. I mean, storylines are pretty interesting, but with Matt Sydal, it could go wrong. I don't know, man.
It was interesting to see how long they drag it out before they reveal who this advisor is.
I mean, how dare he go towards Ishimori? I mean, he
and the thing is, are they going to? Because if Ishimori wins, I mean, obviously, if Matt Sydal wins, he gets the X Division title. That is probably going to be the last time we see Ishimori in Impact, then, because there's no point in him sticking around if he's not chasing the X Division Championship, and he'll go back to Noah, which is, I mean, a shame. But on the other hand, where do you go with Ishimori now? He's the champion, and he can only defend. I mean, but the thing is that if Ishimori wins, is Matt Sydal, or does Matt Sydal lose the Grand Championship then?
Oh, shit. Oh yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what they do with that. So it feels like they're kind of in a no-win situation.
It's a hard situation.
It's a difficult situation.
Really difficult.
Yeah. Anyway, that was that. He challenges Ishimori at Crossroads. He speaks Japanese too, which is obviously impressive.
It's true. It is impressive.
Then we have some Jimmy Jacobs stuff. Jimmy Jacobs says that he wants Abyss. And then after a break, we come to the ring. Jimmy Jacobs and Congo Kong. Why don't you tell me what happens here?
I mean, we have Mr. Jimmy here. We have Mr. Congo, Kongly Kong, and they basically call out Abyss, and they really want Abyss. They want they want to challenge. Congo, that monster versus Abyss, monster versus monster. But we don't see any Abyss coming out. We see Grandma Jenny coming out.
I always kind of halfway enjoy when they do these kind of things, when they bring in like actors. She wasn't a very good actor at that. But anyway, I was almost halfway thinking that it was a wrestler that was going to like take some moves from Jimmy Jacobs. But yeah, no, she slaps Jimmy Jacobs. And I mean, Jimmy Jacobs plays this off really well. Congo Kong goes for Grandma Jenny, and then
we have
your boy.
Yeah, we have Parks actually coming out, and he's like, "Yeah, Grandma, what are you doing here?" La la la, and he basically takes over, so they actually don't hit Grandma Jenny, even though she slapped him. But I mean, it really goes south from there, and he gets fudged.
Yes, Congo Kong attacks Joseph Park. They take him out, and then they leave. Looks like it's going to be Abyss versus Congo Kong at Crossroads, and then we'll see where we go from there. Well, we'll see. There's still an episode until then, so we'll see how Abyss kind of comes out and appears. Well, fun segment, good time all around.
It was funny.
Now and then it was time for the GWN moment of the week, which is all about Moose. And this is also from a time this is actually quite close to before when you start watching, because when you started watching Impact, Moose was already in it.
Okay.
Right? Or
I don't really remember. That was,
you have to go back and listen to our first podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And so this is when Moose comes. It is Mike Bennett, the drunk guy from the wedding. That brings in Moose as kind of like a protection, and then it goes kind of south into Moose and Mike Bennett have a feud later on, which is actually quite good. So Moose turns, he comes out, he starts in the company as a heel, but then he turns to face later. But yeah, but anyway, so he comes out. It's a match between Eddie Edwards, Bobby Lashley. Moose comes and ruins it all. And then we see Moose versus Dave Starr, a Moose in a squash match. It is what it is. We don't really have to talk about that. Did you enjoy seeing the origins of Moose in Impact?
It was okay.
Because there was a big discussion of where Moose was going to go. Because Moose was with Ring of Honor to begin with, and then his contract was up, and then it looked like he might have been going to WWE, but he went to Impact instead.
Okay. So no, I don't know. It was nothing special. I mean, what do I know, babe?
Okay. Then we have from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Moose versus Alberto El Patron. How did you enjoy this match? Your two favorite wrestlers.
Yeah.
Or at least one of them.
Yeah.
We all know that you're a big, huge Alberto fan. I might have to bring you back an Alberto El Patron shirt.
It was really a good match. We had some hard-hitting action right there, some good back and forth. We didn't really have that many plot twists, pinfalls and whatnot, but the hard-hitting and...
Oh, they were fighting on the outside a little bit. That would be a little hard-hitting, I guess.
And then, the way, I think it was Alberto, drinking water and then spitting in his face.
Yes.
That anger, that's just beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing. Well, it was a good match, and it was fun to see. Patron wins with a double stomp, so this feud will probably continue. It is so difficult to know, because is Alberto El Patron a heel or a face? Because the crowd likes him, and he does stuff that a heel would do. But still, I mean, I think he is so good in the ring that you can't help but like him. I mean, that is the dilemma.
That is so true.
So he's like somewhere in between.
He's like, you gotta hate me, goddammit.
We had a Pluto TV recap, which was Brian Urlacher, who I think is a baseball player or a football player or something like that, taking out Johnny Fairplay. Johnny Fairplay was actually, he was a hated guy in wrestling overall, because he's a reality TV show. He was like from Big Brother or something like that. And he had gotten into wrestling that way.
And they were like,
people didn't like him backstage and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think he was some kind of GM or something.
Yeah, because the commentator was like, yeah, he's throwing out the trash.
Yes, taking out the trash.
Taking out the trash. Yeah.
Then we had a vignette for Rosemary versus Hanaya, which we will see on. Well, I think we'll see it tonight. Tonight is Rosemary versus Hanaya. Mm-hmm. It's difficult to know sometimes what was going to be done at Crossroads and what was going to be at. Then we had an interview with Tyrus and EC3 saying it's time to get back together. When you hate each other, get together.
Yeah, their tips and tricks.
But that we all see what happens with that afterwards. And then it is OVE versus Eddie Edwards and Bobby Lashley. Did this do anything for you?
Sure. I mean, okay, yeah. It was satisfying. But
I thought you were going to be more excited than that. Really?
I was like, yeah, it was okay. No, but it was good. I mean, Bobby took a lot, while Eddie was more like killing him.
Yeah, it was a reverse role because Bobby Lashley is just bigger, you'd think that he would be the one that does the hot tag and comes in and cleans house. Although it was fun that like the Chris brothers were like punching him and he didn't react.
It was a bit weird.
The thing is that this made me think, when I saw this match, how much I'm going to miss Bobby Lashley, actually. Because, I mean, the thing is that he plays both a heel and a face so well. I mean, they're not that much different the way he plays them, but it's that little subtle nuance that really changes it up.
That is true. That is here. That's true.
So, anyway... I thought this was a great match. It was a good match. A great match, I would say.
Eddie and Bobby, they really worked really good together.
Yes, they were really well together. They had a lot of good back and forth conversation in the ring and stuff like that. And in the end, the OVE are trying to do some shenanigans through Sami Callihan, but Bobby Lashley spears Callihan on the outside, and Eddie Edwards hits the knee, the Boston knee party. To one of the Chris brothers, and Edwards and Lashley win. Next week, they have announced that it's going to be the Callihan-Edwards match where Eddie Edwards gets injured, where he ended up in the hospital. They're not going to censor it. They're going to show it in its entirety.
Okay. No censors.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Well, I'm hoping on something good here, okay?
Yes. I'm not promising. I'm just saying what they're saying. That was a good match. Eli Drake vignette about Austin Aries and stuff like that. That was interesting. I mean, he is so good. He's such a good talker. And then the main event of the evening, which is a number one contendership match, which I found really weird. Did you understand why there was a number one contendership match when the fact was that Impact already was the number one contender? Why was it on the line?
It's a really good question. I mean, it was.
Anyway, EC3 with Tyrus versus Johnny Impact. How did you like this main event?
What a match. Many plot twists. We had some hard-hitting moves, really hard-hitting moves. Some cool moves, some high-flying moves.
Tyrus got involved.
And he had to leave, right? He
left because EC3 and Tyrus got into an argument because Tyrus took out Impact and EC3 tried to pin him.
Oh, yeah.
Cheating by putting his feet on the ropes, but it didn't help, and he got really pissed at Tyrus. Tyrus is just like, "What the hell are you talking about? I'm just doing it. It's not me. It's not my fault. I did what I was supposed to do." And then they kind of argue, There's some shoving involved, some name calling, maybe, I don't know. And Tyrus took his ball and went home. He says, "This is my ball. I'm going home. I'm going home. This is over."
Yeah.
And it was over because in the end, Johnny Impact hit Starship Pain and won. It was a good match. I mean, it was a good match. And usually that kind of match feels like, I mean, because both Impact and EC3, they're big guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Johnny Impact is, I mean, slim, he's muscular, but he's tall. He's a big guy. EC3 is just like a big dude. I mean, he's got muscles in places where you didn't know muscles existed.
Pretty much.
And you can follow him. They said that. You can follow him on YouTube and take his training tips. Maybe.
Oh, really?
Something
he shows how he works out? Wow. I mean, he's...
So maybe after summer, you'll be looking like EC3.
with these kind of muscles.
You'll be like, I'm Nick Anderson 3, the third. Anyway, yeah, so they win. He wins. And I mean, it did a lot more than I expected it to do. I thought it was going to be kind of a stiff match and kind of simple. But, I mean, they pulled out all those stops. It was really good. The crowd got into it in the end.
True.
Johnny Impact won, became the number one contender. Aries comes out and shakes his hand.
I think this was the best match.
Yeah.
Through the whole episode.
Yeah, it was a really good match. I mean, they've been really putting on strong main events.
Mm-hmm.
They've been really putting on it, and they give the guys enough time. So I'm excited to see what the one thing that the question that I have is: will Johnny Impact or Austin Aries be the heel, or will there be a heel in face?
I'd say Austin.
You think Austin? He is a bit cocky.
He is a bit cocky. So yeah, it would definitely be him because I mean, Impact is really a baby. I mean,
he's a baby.
Well,
Not a baby face. He's just a baby.
No,
he's a big baby.
He's a baby face.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not. He I don't know. He wouldn't work really as a heel.
No, he was a heel in Lucha Underground for a bit, but I don't think it works because the type of moves that he does doesn't work.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Well, Nick, another show had an end. It was a little quicker. Maybe you'll make it to your class.
Yeah.
I would rate this a B plus even.
B plus.
B plus.
True.
We are in an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It was. I would definitely recommend people watching it. Like it was like one of these good episodes.
Yeah. So to try to get us back on track, maybe Sunday. Are you available Sunday to podcast about this week's Impact?
Any day.
Yeah. Any day now.
Any day.
You just send me a message. I can't on Tuesday. I got sniffles. Well, now you say any day.
Unless I'm sick. Yeah.
Anyway, follow us on all the social medias that you can find. Any of them? Have you started a Vine 2 account yet?
No, I haven't started.
We'll see.
They say it's bad.
Really? Who says?
Flashback.
To follow Nick as he does the EC3 workout, go to Vine 2.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Nick
post,
E. Anderson the third. Anyway, yes, follow us, leave a comment, all that good stuff. For Nick E. Anderson, I'm Chris Mary Haltman, and we will see you possibly Sunday.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace out.